Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social, Season 2, Episode 28. Of course, we are the boys, Maz, Jack and Ben. And of course, we got first of all, just explain that obviously Ryan, it's his birthday today. So he's taking a well-earned break from the pod. So we wish him a big happy birthday, don't we, boys?
Yeah, we do. Happy birthday, matey. We'll have that in the comments,
birthday,
actually. We normally say that at the end, but yeah, get happy birthdays in the comments.
Get the happy birthdays in for Big Brian. Was it his 21st today?
Yeah, man, the big 2-1.
12, I thought it was.
12.
Isn't it?
Mate, it makes me feel super old at 30. So
I don't want to know what year he was born in.
But. Yeah.
Well, you can work it out. But I can't. My head's absolutely frazzled from the weekend.
Yeah, let's not.
What
did we get up to this weekend? But obviously, Jack, you were obviously at the game, and of course, you're going to be our resident expert this week to talk us all things through the game.
I think he's the expert most weeks, though, isn't he? Really?
And pub quiz winner, the
Captain
pub quiz.
Yeah,
congrats. I think there were only like 3 questions I got wrong. I felt a bit embarrassed, to be honest.
Yeah, go on, Jack. Tell him about the Connolly one, because
the Connolly question where I read the question wrong. It said Premier League in his first Premier League season, but I thought it meant in Aaron Connolly's first season. How many goals did he score? And the answer's 0, but that includes League Cup, and the question didn't include the League Cup. So you know. And then I thought David Stockdale only saved 2 penalties in the promotion season. He saved 3. I forgot the Brentford one.
Yeah, what was the... Oh, right, okay, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think I was at university when I didn't go to that game. So
hopefully they do that pub quiz soon, because I actually want to do that, or another one soon. Yeah, I'd love to go to that.
Big up the Caxton Arms. It's a great quiz. And
shout out to Brett Mendoza. So... sick that. I love that. And also, Jack, you're making up for it now, mate. Watching all these football matches, mate. You're about 3 games a week, aren't you?
Well, yeah. To be fair, I've had a slow week this week.
It's only Monday, mate.
I only went to 3 games last week. I only went to 3 games, but this week I should be doing 4 games. I know there's another 3-game week, but only the London Brighton line was closed, so I couldn't do any London clubs.
Yeah, look at that.
Don't worry, I've got British Airways FC this week, biggest club in Europe. That is.
What is that?
Against Airbus UK
club.
They play at the end of the runway at Heathrow, in like a little ground.
What the fuck? Big Jet TV, just like filming the whole match on your
exactly. He's right next to actually where he films Big Jet TV.
Is it crazy?
Yeah,
that's incredible.
They played Crawley down Gatwick as well in the Vars this season, which I thought was quite a good derby.
Down
Gatwick. Yeah,
Gatwick away.
South Terminal.
Gatwick away.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Amazing. And as you can probably tell, guys, we're trying to distract as much as we can away from talking about the game. Because of how bad the performance was. But I suppose let's get into it without further ado. Jack, kick us off, mate. You were there. You were at the game, so you're probably best placed to give us a proper review.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a disappointing result. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I think, coming
you're
after
gonna have to for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Jack.
Exactly. But especially coming after the Burnley result, it was poor. I thought we could bounce back with a win. I know we played better against more expansive teams, which I think Villa are than Burnley. And that's no disrespect to Burnley. I thought Burnley were fantastic, but the way Villa play, it's more passing and stuff like that. But yeah, we were just incredibly poor. A lot of the players really didn't seem in it, and I think the most disappointing thing was the heads just seemed to drop as soon as the first goal went in, and I think that for me was the big disappointment. You expect to see a bit of and it's not even you expect to see a bit of fight. It just seemed like there was a lack of motivation to get back into it.
Yeah.
And it really dropped. I mean, it was a great finish, that first goal, to be fair. But.
Good goal.
Even the clearance from Alexis McAllister, you think it's a great header out that we should deal with that, and then he's just so free on the edge of the box. No one should be marking him because he's literally just come back from the right wing back position. But for a right back, such a good finish. People would stop that.
So it's very disappointing.
And obviously, what he on his shirt had the Ukraine thing. Can you imagine if he actually got sent off? If he got a second yellow?
Yeah, I know.
He got the yellow card for having.
I think even if you go like that, is that still a yellow?
Yeah, even if you've got something underneath, it's weird.
I mean, to be fair, I did want him booked because those are the rules, I'm afraid.
But honestly, can you imagine the uproar if he did get eventually sent off?
And I do think there should be things.
Jack's like, what, World War III or rules? I don't know.
Brighton,
Well, no, and I do 100% agree with it. And there was some strange reaction from the corner of the North. Some people seemed very angry at him for revealing a message on his shirt.
Because people didn't know what it said, didn't they?
Yeah,
so there's
probably.
Pictures of people doing that and they don't realise
supporting. But but yeah, that was good. To be fair, it's good to see. Like, I wore a yellow shirt, my yellow Brighton shirt.
Did you?
For Ukrainian solidarity, but apparently that shirt is cursed, so I probably shouldn't wear that one.
You know, there was a rumour going around that we were going to wear the yellow top with the blue shorts.
Yeah.
Like before the match, obviously
cursed,
it was all bullshit. Yeah.
Never
that would have been a nice gesture, but yeah. I mean, we probably would have lost anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, we lost in blue and white, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a bit of yellow on the shirt, so on the blue and white shirt.
But he was class though, Matty Cash, though, wasn't he? Even before his goal, there was that Moda chance where he won the ball back off Ramsey, and then I think his shot deflected off Mings and kind of looped over.
Yeah.
Like if he wasn't there, Neil Maupay would have had a free shot on goal in the 6-yard box, but
yeah, exactly.
He managed to clear it quite well. So yeah, he had a very, very good game.
Yeah, I don't think there's not too much to like. I think it's a combination of we were very poor, but I don't think you can take away from Villa how good they were at times. Like, I thought they played very well and they managed the game very well, which is I think something that we maybe lack.
Do you think that's down to Stevie G? Do you think, because obviously since he's come in, he's been getting a lot of praise about how he's, or do you think we were just that poor?
No, to be honest, like I'm not meaning to bring heat here, but I probably will on myself. But I don't rate Stevie G that highly as a manager. I think, the Rangers winning the league was very impressive, but I think they've got a brilliant squad. Like, and that's not to say they spent more money. Like, you look at Coutinho, you look at some of the players on the pitch for them; they're fantastic players. Yeah. Ollie Watkins as well. Yeah. But I don't know. I thought. They managed the game well, which I think is probably down to Steven Gerrard, to be fair. And I think that's what we lacked. Like, and that's not to say they were bad. Like, there's just the little things, wasting a little bit of time here and there, winning those fouls, which sometimes I think we lack. We lack a little bit of that gamesmanship, a little bit of...
We're too nice sometimes, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, they dominated us across the midfield. And I felt like the midfield was very weak for what has been probably one of our stronger areas. But and I think that's down to probably our most crucial player in midfield not really performing on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's why he hasn't been performing. Like, that was the first, I think it was the Man United podcast, was the first time we kind of said that he's been off it the past few games. And then it's now been 3 games since that pretty much. And he still hasn't really picked up. And obviously fans even getting more on his back for not clapping again and shit like that. So
now I want to talk about the clapping thing, because listen, look, let's be real. Right, when a player doesn't clap, I get it. As a fan, you paid, you made the effort to get there, and you want a bit of respect shown back from the players. I get that, but at the same time, is it really that deep that he's not clapping every game? Like, I just feel like we're making a big deal out of it, and I just keep seeing tweets like, "Oh, Bissouma's not done it again." It's like, why? Like, seriously, like, there's more important things. Like, focus on his performances, focus on his his attitude on the pitch. I'd much prefer him to find out why he's underperforming on the pitch rather than him not clapping the fans. Like, I get it. It's not a great look, but I just feel like there's more important things.
It's not hard for him to clap. Yeah, it's not hard. But it's just a bit of like a scapegoat type thing, I guess.
But I just exactly. I feel like people are just trying to think of like, right, he's playing shit, so let's try and think of something where we can sort of like
we can't blame Pascal Gross. We can't blame Pascal Gross for being shit, so we have to.
So we've got to do something and let's get on his like him not clapping off the pitch. Like, come on, guys, let's focus on the real issues here rather than the non-clapping. But I get the frustrations at the same time.
I think it's disappointing in away games. Like United.
Yeah.
I think that, like, at home games, I don't think it matters too much. I just think it's a little bit noticeable, shall we say, that some players are just walking straight off. But I think at away games, when you've made a big effort to travel there, especially like United on a Tuesday night at 8:15. It's disappointing. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And I think just performance on the pitch just has been poor. And I think everybody's frustrated. Like, the players, they're not going to be happy. Because I know one of my mates got a picture with Moda after the game. And And, he didn't seem particularly happy, which I'm sure is like, what most players feel like.
Yeah.
And so I think everybody's just a bit disappointed. And I think maybe it's boiling over a bit too much when people have had a few drinks. Not including myself in that.
Yeah, there was an extra half an hour before the game to have more pints, so that's probably where it happened.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's just, I don't know, I think with the performances it's been a little bit disappointing. But to be honest,
And it's just a question to both of you, and Ben, we'll start with you. Why do you think it so obviously we know that it could either be, contract talks or transfer talks, his head turned, maybe lack of motivation. What do you guys think the reason? We'll start with you, Ben. Why do you think Bissouma has maybe dipped off since the Spurs? Because for me, Spurs, he was, and I was at that game. Yeah. For me, he was like clear of any player on that pitch he was outrageously good. And then obviously since then, his form has dipped. It's clear for everyone to see. Why do you think that is, Ben?
Can you put a finger on it? Come down to motivation. Yeah, if you're looking at the timeline, you say, that was an FA Cup game. We got knocked out of the FA Cup where Bissouma might have thought, I would like to have a little cup run here. And then we kept back into the Premier League and after a few bad results. And we're kind of falling down the table a bit. The European dream's over, pretty much. So maybe Bissouma, maybe finishing top half of the table is not a big enough motivation for Bissouma. Whereas some other players, and obviously for the fans, you think that is the aim now. But maybe that's not a big enough motivation for him to perform out of skin every week anymore, so it could be down to it, maybe.
Okay, interesting. Jack? Any different views?
I don't know. I think it's a combination of both, I think. Because a player who I've noticed has been poor in the last two games, I think it could be slightly down to formation, is Cucurella. I don't think performed as well in the last couple of games.
He left centre-back again, didn't he?
And I think...
It worked once against Chelsea, that was it.
Yeah, and I think it's a part of maybe he's dipped off form, but I think also the high standards we hold those two players in particular to. Like before these last couple of weeks, I would have given Cucurella like 9 out of 10 every single game.
Yeah.
The same with Bissouma, like you're looking at 8 out of 10 every single game. And I think maybe burnout towards the end of the season, I think it doesn't help with Bissouma that there's so much speculation about his future at the club. But I think as well, I think since January there just seems to have been a drop amongst the club. For whatever reason, I don't know. I think losing Dan Burn, as much as some people slated me on Twitter for saying I think that's the main reason for our problems.
Yeah.
But, I do think losing Dan Burn, the Ashworth news, furthermore with the academy chief.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing we need to talk about as well.
It all seems to have been a little bit like, we've got to this amazing point in January. We've got rid of so much which was making us good. And I think there's been a little bit of a drop. But then, Watford was after January. And after the Watford game, I thought we were going to win everything. Europe's on. We're going to win the World
league's
Cup. Even Brighton are going to win the World Cup. So, I thought everything was going to happen that day. But I don't know. There's been, in the last few weeks, I think... And also, it mirrors last season. A dodgy decision against United has made the whole squad drop.
Yeah.
After we received that penalty that wasn't a dodgy decision. It was a clear handball. It's just after the final whistle, which I think, rattled me to my core. But, and it just seems... Because we played so well, as much as Bissouma has dropped off at the United game, first half, me and my mates who went...
we dominated them.
We came away from we came away from the game going... Do you know what? I don't think we can have a go at any player because we played so well in that first half. We should have probably been ahead if it wasn't for a worldie save by David De Gea, and probably could have got a point out of it if the bar wasn't there, or if Yakamoto's shot was like an inch lower. So I don't know. It's a strange thing. It sometimes feels like these refereeing decisions that we've had against us, and that's not. It happens to every team, but it's maybe picking ourselves back up from it. And then that went into the Burnley game.
Fair,
and then.
Yeah, but I think we were better against Villa than we were against Burnley.
Yeah.
So if there was a slight improvement there, and then obviously we just didn't take our chances. We haven't spoken about it, but shortly after their goal, Alexis McAllister hits the bar, and you think close to equalising there. And it was a decent ball from Dunk to Solly March, and then obviously the ball in. But you think if Alexis takes that, then it's game on again, and it's still so much left to play in the match. But again, it's just kind of big chances letting us down again. It's just.
Yeah, I don't think it just sometimes it just felt on Saturday like the motivation had dropped, and I think as much as everybody's been begging for a 3:00 Saturday kickoff, I don't feel like the atmosphere is that great at a Saturday. Well, 3:30 kickoff, because it was delayed by half an hour. But
I kind of said it tongue in cheek. I was like, another 3 p.m. kickoff. I was like, yeah, atmosphere will be great, but
yeah, but I don't know. There's something a bit odd about the 3:00. The atmosphere is a bit odd at 3:00 kickoffs. I've noticed in these last two. Whether that's the standard of opponent, maybe because we're playing another team in claret and blue, which we don't seem to like, other than West Ham. And I'm sure we'd probably give Scunthorpe a good game. But yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one. I don't know really. Yeah. It's hard to answer that.
No,
but I think the original question was about Bissouma. So yeah, what's it?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I
started talking about
tangent,
Scunthorpe. Yeah, you went from Bissouma to Scunthorpe. I don't know what happened there. Yeah. That sounds like the what's it called, Labyrinth song.
Yeah. What's it? Yeah. Is that Labyrinth? Yeah, it was. Tiny Temple.
Yeah. Oh, Tiny Temple. Yeah.
Oh, Tiny Temple. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, Tiny Temple. I got it.
Yeah.
Fucked it. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Labyrinth was featuring on that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Bissouma to Scunthorpe to Labyrinth and Tiny Temple. That's what Jack brought to the podcast.
We've massively gone off on a tangent here. Just going back to the game itself, am I right in saying, I'm not too sure, I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure the only shot on target was Neil Mope, and that was right towards the end. There was a bit of a P-roller. Any confirmations on that, lads?
I don't remember because I think I was in the toilet when that happened. So because I went,
only chance on target.
Yeah, I went to the toilet on about the 70th. No, later than that. I can't remember when it was. And then someone said, "Oh, Morpay's just had a really good chance." So I think that was our only shot on target because I can't remember any other shots on target.
It was not a good shot.
Is that
good chance, but not a good strike?
Just on that, then. So, is that a big problem going forward, or do you think that's just an isolated instance in terms of chance creation and, having one shot on target? I'm going to double check that, but let's just say we had one shot on target the whole game. Is that not worrying? As in order to score goals, to have one shot on target, which was a pretty tame effort from my memory, isn't that worrying going forward? Or
the difference is we used to create so many chances, didn't we? Yeah, but now. So we created loads of chances and we didn't vary them, but now we aren't really making loads of chances, and also we aren't taking them. So even Welbeck in the second half when he had that free header, just put it wide, and similar kind of header against Man United where you put it wide. We've had a few big chances, but we haven't been creating those like we used to. Is that because Pascal Gross isn't on the pitch?
Well,
or was he on the pitch?
I
can't remember.
I think we're creating enough chances. I don't know, just sometimes I don't know. These last two games have been strange. We really haven't looked ourselves. Not to bring a Burnley game into it, but we haven't looked ourselves in the way that I think we play best, where we create chances wide, but from the two fullbacks. And I think with the formation that has been played in the last few games, with either two at the back, not two at the back, two centre backs like against Burnley, or Cucurella as the left centre back against Villa. We haven't been able to use their pace and attacking talent to build the chances. So I think that's where possibly, it's gone wrong for us. But there have been games earlier in the season where we've played a forward at the back and we've been fine.
Yeah.
I couldn't really put my finger on what was quite wrong on Saturday, but it was wrong.
The thing is, if this carries on, the people are going to start saying, "Oh, Potter's been found out finally." A bit like people were saying when Sheffield United got found out in their second season. Obviously, Leeds have been struggling with their kind of the way they've been playing. I just really hope it doesn't turn into that. Are you worried? Is that a stupid thing to worry about, Jack, or are you worried about that as well?
I don't think it's stupid. I think Potter's still clearly the best manager for the job. I don't think he's getting found out. All the best managers even lose games. Like Pep lost to Man City at the weekend. Lost to Tottenham.
To Spurs.
To Spurs. And he's meant to be the best manager in the world. Klopp still loses games. But I do think there is I think definitely on Saturday we lacked a plan B. Nothing really changed the game. It didn't feel like we changed anything up. I don't know whether that's options on the bench. I do feel we've been left a little short after January. Potter likes a small squad though. And he's made clear that. But it was just a shame to not he only used one substitute, which was to bring on Welbeck. If nobody is injured in terms of our attacking options, except maybe Mwepu, if you count that, it's a shame not to see any attacking options come on and change the game. Because if that's all we've got, how do we utilise it to change a game up? But, he said on record that he likes a small squad. I actually read an article in The Athletic this morning where it said that, the way that he's been making transfers, he's been trying to get rid of players which other managers sign and bring in his own players. Because we're now down to only 5 Chris Hughton signed players. Which I can't remember them off the top of my head before anybody asks. Which I should do really, but
if we thought about it, I'm sure we could name him.
Yeah, I'm sure if we thought about it. But it's interesting that he's gone with the smaller squad for the second half of the season, because I do feel even in an area which we thought was so strong, which was the centre-back area, we've been left a little bit short after January.
Even this Newcastle page tweeted, didn't they? I don't know if it was today or yesterday. They were saying obviously since Dan Burns come in, I think they've conceded 1, and they've obviously won their 4 games on the trot. And since Dan Burns left for us, we've lost 3 games out of the 4 we've played, I think, and we conceded X amount. It's just there's a big difference with the fact that we didn't replace him. We spoke about it a couple episodes ago. The fact we did not bring someone in or recall someone for that matter. When Dan Burns left, it was just. It's a weird decision. I think
it's a tough one. Look, I definitely agree that we should have recalled, let's say, a Van Heck or an Ostergaard or all these great sort of players that are playing in the Championship level or abroad. However, hindsight's a beautiful thing. I think, we all I think we all sat here and thought, actually. With the players we've got, we've got Duffy, we've got Roberts, we've got even what's his name, is it Tusingui in the under 23s? I can't pronounce it.
Oh yeah,
but we've got we got like a young core group at the club that we thought we could rely on, and I suppose as fans generally, I think we all sort of agreed that losing Burn was a big loss. I think we all acknowledge that. However, I felt as a fan base, we thought, quite literally. And I thought as a fan base, we were all quite, not content, maybe it's not the right word, but I think we thought we could survive to the end of the season and then get our loan players in and sort of go from there, like a Matt Clark, all these loan players. So, I don't know, I think hindsight's a beautiful thing. And I just feel like we have definitely been, I feel like now we have been exposed a little bit at the back with, Dunk being suspended for that game. When suspensions and other injuries come in, we're fucked, to be real. But I suppose at the time we thought, actually, we didn't really anticipate these injuries or these suspensions.
Is that lack of preparation, though? Surely, I guess you could say, it was you wouldn't have expected Duffy to fall out of form that badly, Dunk to be suspended, and Webster to be injured all at the same time.
Yeah,
that's hard to expect, but... Yeah, I guess you. Yeah,
you're right though. You're right though, Ben. You should have a contingency plan for if those things happen. You should be as a manager thinking
if shit
worst
really
case.
Hits the fan like it did do.
Yeah. You're I think any club should think, right, what's the worst case scenario here? Are we going to have 3 players out at one time, 4 players out at one time, and how do we deal with it? And I suppose I just feel like I saw a lot of people as well when when we said about on the Burnley game when we said why didn't Roberts get a chance? I saw a lot of people online we don't think Roberts is ready, blah blah blah. But it's okay, if he's not ready, why is he in the squad? And why has he not been? Yeah. And why have we not loaned him out and to give him experience and then bring someone back that is ready? There's just a lot of questions which I don't really have the answers to. But I don't know you guys.
I agree with that 100%. When Burn was sold, I did look at the squad we've got. I think we had 4 at the time fit centre backs. I think it's a little bit worrying with Adam Webster's injury because he's had these injuries before, and I don't want him to become an injury-prone player, but it seems like it is slightly going that way. And then I think the other frustrating thing is, Dan Burn left, we have Turns and Roberts, who are fantastic young players. But if they're going to be a mainstay part of the squad, it'd be interesting to see if they do get chances. Because at the moment, it looks like they're not getting chances to play. And, we're even playing Cucurella at centre-back, which, I'm sure he's fine at centre-back, but he's 5'8". And I think he can do it fine now. He's a great jumper as well. He's got a big leap on him. But
he beat Dan Burn for a header, didn't he? I think just before he left. I can't remember. He cleared it off.
But it's just a massive shame to lose the attacking talent, which which you know, he brings to the party. So that is a shame, but I don't know. I think you're right. If he doesn't trust Turns and Roberts, I do question the decision to maybe sell Dan Burn or not replace him, because I think selling Dan Burn isn't so much the problem, because you know we were never really going to get £13 million for him ever.
Exactly.
With only 18 months on the contract, and then so that'll be interesting. But you know, just for a little bit of depth, or maybe recall someone. I think but then it came out of nowhere, the transfer. Really, it wasn't rumoured until the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So there wasn't time to look. That wasn't time to look at because I think we agreed a deal with Blackburn to keep Van Het for the rest of the season, and we sent out Ostergaard almost days after he came back from Stoke. Ostergaard's a weird one.
It would have been tough to turn down, like especially with the personal reasons for Dan Burn, but also the value that the Brighton would get. But sorry, going back to the match quickly, and also another centre back we haven't mentioned, Joel Veltman. In the first half, he made like a really decent block against Ramsey, but then for their second goal, Tyrone Mings, of all bloody people that we all hate, manages to put a decent ball over the top, and he just misjudges the bounce, and then Ollie Watkins is through and scores. Like, it's just another kind of defensive error that leads to a goal. It's just so frustrating to watch. But
it's strange as well. Just quickly, it's strange as well that it's Veltman, because like we've always said on this podcast, he's missed the consistency. Like he's always that safe. You know, that safe option, what you're going to get. You're going to get a 7 out of 10 every game with him. But I just feel like there's been a couple of games now, especially like this incident, and then I believe it was another game, my mind's failed me, where he made another mistake or had a poor game. And it's like, it's very unlike him, because he's been such a sort of sound and safe bet.
7 out of 10, pretty much most games.
He's like, he's missed the consistency to a average level, I suppose, is a nice way of putting it. But yeah, it's interesting to see as to why, again, like these individual errors, like why is it happening to these players that we usually rely on? It's a strange one.
I think it also goes back to what I said about holding the players, not certain players to high standards, but watching them play at high standards. And it seems that all the players which were at incredibly high standards all seem to have dropped around the same time. You know, you've got Cucurella dropping, Bissouma dropping, and Veltman dropping in form just at the wrong time. It's a bad run of form when in reality we've had a great season.
That's the thing.
I don't think anybody can.
We
doubt
set the
that.
bar so high, and it's kind of like
and I think
level a bit, I guess.
To almost come on here and start moaning does slightly feel disingenuous to me sometimes, because we have been so amazing. But this latest 3 losses in a row is a little bit concerning. Because I'm used to us losing, because we're not in the top 6 of this league, and probably that's what you expect. But to lose in the manner that we've lost is a little bit more worrying. We usually if it was Man City we're losing 3-0 to, you think of the losses we had earlier in the season, like the Man City loss, for example, or the Aston Villa loss. We were still keeping the high standards. What's disappointed me is from early doors in these last few games, it's been low standards from the start.
I think I think you're bang on, Jack. I think that's exactly what's annoyed me the past couple of games. It's like, for example, Man United, first half, brilliant. Like, I was like, okay, fair play. We were shit in the second half and we lost. Fair play. I can take that. It's then obviously we beat Watford, and then Spurs we played well. No, tell a lie. We were sort of half and half. But then going on to these last, Bissouma played well, and then these last 2 games, Burnley and Villa, I just feel like we've shown no fight, and that's what's disappointed me most as a fan, is the fact that we've not really shown, like, if we walked away from that game going, it was a really hard fought, like, 1-0 loss, they just beat us, just pipped us by that extra bit of quality, fair enough, we can accept that as fans. However, it's the manner of which way we've lost these games, which is frustrating. But there's no, like, I'm not one of those fans who are like, what a fucking shit season, this is crap, like, what the hell's happened? Like, we have dips and you have peaks and troughs. This is the life of being a football fan. We're going to have our highs, we're going to have our lows, and unfortunately, we're just going through a low at the moment where we're just not performing to, like we just said, to our usual high standards. And I think that brings us beautifully into the next segue, which we spoke about off air, didn't we, boys? About how a certain pocket of fans have said that, have we regressed or have we progressed since last season? So it's like, we look at it, and we'll start with you, Jack. Just to simply answer that question, do you think from last season to this season, have we progressed or regressed?
So I don't think we've regressed. I mean, we're clearly doing much better in the table. I do think performances have been a bit strange this season. We've been winning points, but that's all part of becoming a better team. I don't think being a better team is necessarily like playing unbelievably good football, because we can all agree that last week against Burnley they were the better team. But did they play amazing football? No, they didn't. They played better as a team, with the sort of taking their chances, winning goal. And we'd definitely be doing that better. So I wouldn't say we've been worse as a team. And we've been doing stuff the hard way, which is good. I like to see that, because it shows that I think that's what we struggled to do last season.
Yeah.
Was we never did things the hard way. We were always, playing pretty football. And that's fine, but it didn't get us anywhere. There's so many games last season where we were just rubbish. I don't know, it's interesting to say we've regressed. I think the squad's definitely got smaller. It's a lot less bloated, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Players who were passengers in the squad, like Lacardia, Johan Bash, sorry Ryan, they've gone. They've moved on now. So it's an interesting one. I think, as the way we're playing, we're doing good. But I think, and especially since January, I think losing down Burn, losing down Ashworth, they were a big hit for the club, I think. And to put my full pessimist hat on, which is, it does sometimes feel like everything's falling to pieces in these last few weeks, with everybody leaving.
Yeah. And then John Morling as well.
We've worked so hard to do.
Then that is really fishy. We should probably talk about as well. That's proper fishy, isn't it? The fact that it's suddenly been, you've been sacked. He's been at the club for so long.
Yeah.
We know it's come out. Yeah, I think it's COVID, wasn't it? But he's been at the club so long, and he's so well respected in the club, and then all of a sudden he sacks for a COVID breach.
Yeah. So to me, it sounds very wishy-washy, like a COVID breach. Now, I get it. People are still taking COVID seriously. I get that. However, from let's say when did the sanctions get? When did the government stop the sanctions?
Unless, I know what you're trying to get at, Maz. But unless this incident happened during proper COVID times, when all these sanctions were properly in place still, which I know that they are still at the club. I think people still have their bubbles at the club.
I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think something else has happened, and I feel like they've used this to cover up whatever's actually happened. Because I don't know if he's really this important to the football club. Depending on how serious the COVID breach was itself, I'm not condoning, if something he'd done very serious in terms of COVID. But let's say for example, I'm sure it wasn't. But let's say he wasn't wearing a mask, for example, right? That is not a sort of valid. I want to know what was the actual what did he actually do with regard to this COVID?
Did I read? Jack might back me up here. Did I read something about it was a player that he was on the coach? I think maybe a player that had COVID was on the bus or something like that, and obviously maybe he gets the blame for that.
To be fair though, before my legal representation here, before it's only reported in the Mail, and the club haven't actually commented on it. So the only person who's actually commented on it is the Daily Mail, which of course is absolutely brilliant journalistic integrity. So we don't.
But where would that come from? Surely.
It's a bit odd.
Yeah, they're not sat in the Daily Mail office with they're not going to spin a wheel and go, right, what's the headline today? So Brighton John Morling, head of academy. What's the thing? Oh, COVID. They're not going to make up that headline, surely.
Yeah, no, it's a strange one. I think especially with the idea that he might have been heading off to Newcastle, but I guess we'll have to see with that one. It's just a shame to lose him, because all the good youth players that have come through recently have all been due to John Morling's, work. Emerson, Ferguson, Moran, all great players who have come through the John Morling Academy gates. Alzate, Aaron Connolly before, he's still our player.
Yeah, no. So I was going to say it there.
Don't forget Aaron Connolly. But it's disappointing.
Another technical difficulty. This time Maz's fault again. But yeah, I think it's just East London struggling right now with the internet. We were just talking about John Morling and him obviously randomly getting sacked, reported by the Daily Mail, and being linked to Newcastle, which leads us on brilliantly to the preview of Newcastle. I'm unfortunately going. We booked the one weekend where we're in the back of 3 losses and Newcastle winning 4 in a row. When's that ever going to happen again? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it anymore. And Jack, you're going, aren't you, as well? What are you? Are you looking forward to it as much as I am?
To be honest, Newcastle's a great night out. So, there's that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm up on the Friday and then back on the Sunday, so I've got a whole weekend of enjoying. Nice. Straight out the office onto the train up to Newcastle. Love that. If anybody sees me, they can see me in my gimpy office attire.
We'll have to link up in Newcastle for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. But I don't know. I think somewhere where we traditionally do quite well, though they're in a different vein of form.
Yeah,
and I probably cursed it by saying that, but you've got to just move on from all these defeats each time you do it, and I think that might have been the problem with the Burnley result, is we really didn't seem to move on, and I hope after the Villa result we move on with the Newcastle result. It's got the extra edge because obviously Dan Burn's coming back, and I love the man.
Dan Burn derby now, isn't it?
There should be no sentimentality. I want to see no clapping him. We can clap him at the beginning, but no, he's played well until the final whistle, and then we can clap him again. But we need to start picking up a point here, because I still think and this sounds very pessimistic, but 33 points, we still need a couple more wins to guarantee safety. God, that sounds really depressing, but I think it's true. So I think we need to pick up a couple of these wins. And look, we want to finish as high as possible. Let's get as many points as possible here. Not look below us. So, for sure. It's also become an interesting one.
And imagine a month ago as well, we sat here and we're like, we go into it, but Newcastle go into it in the form team and we're the ones out of form. Like, a month ago, you wouldn't have thought that. It's mad how a month of football can change so drastically. It should be an interesting. But I genuinely think we can, man for man, we are better than Newcastle. However, as a team, they are playing better than us. So it's just going to come down to it on the day. Can we come together as a unit and beat Newcastle? That's going to be the big question, I suppose.
Can Bissouma outplay Joel Linton in centre midfield? Who would have thought that would have been a centre midfield battle? Like half a season ago.
No, exactly.
Well, Joel Linton's looking fantastic. The whole Newcastle fan, it's interesting to see what, just a couple of players can do to a team. Dan Burn coming in, Bruno Guimaraes coming in, although he probably really played, and he looks... Yeah, Guimaraes, yeah. I only know that because of FIFA, because there's the team that play in Portugal. Guimaraes. But, and then, who else have they brought in? Kieran Trippier, although I don't think he'll be fit and available for the game. So it's interesting.
Wood usually loves a goal against us as well, which isn't good. And he hasn't really scored for Newcastle. So will we break his duck like we normally do with every single player that loves breaking their ducks against us? Probably.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is what happens, isn't it, with Brighton for some bloody reason? Is the players break it. Like Ronaldo scoring his first goal in 2022 against us. And it just gets a bit silly. But it should be a good weekend up there, regardless of the result. But
good day out. I need to be drunk enough to be able to get through it. I think we'll go out the Friday night and then be extremely hungover on the Saturday, so we can forget about it, and then do the exact same thing on Saturday night. Should be fun.
Exactly.
Let's do score predictions.
I went to a casino one. Oh, I was going to say last time I went there, I went to a casino and won 50 quid. It was the greatest day of my life. I acted like an absolute 50, baller walking around 50 quid on a roulette machine, and it was like I was walking around the club going, "Look at all this money I have!" And you boys. We're all getting breakfast in the hotel tomorrow. And we didn't, so that's fine. But,
you saved your 50 quid there.
Thinking of some pointless story. I gotta go 1-1.
Yeah. Okay, I'll probably have to agree with that again. I think I said 1-1 last week as well, but probably 1-1 as well. Maz, what about you?
I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win to Brighton, mate. We're gonna ride the wave of positivity. We're gonna go 2-1 win away from home.
Well, you're gonna do this at the beginning of the episode. Obviously, this is Jack's third appearance on the podcast, isn't it? So, obviously, round of applause. Everyone, Maz, go on. There you go. Yeah. So, like Soccer AM used to do, and like we promised, here is your hat-trick ball, Jack.
Oh, thank you very much.
Ball. Shall I just pass it over to you?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'll pass it. There you go. Stand it there, mate. There you go.
Oh wow! Look at you already. How amazing! Look at it in the vehicle. It's got loads of air though. Look at the amount of air.
Yeah, I think it doesn't travel well. Clearly.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. All the signatures are signed to. They've changed to blue instead of black.
Yeah, and all different players as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well deserved, Jack. Well deserved, mate.
Okay, so thank you for listening and watching and viewing. Jack, thank you again for coming on, filling in for Ryan. He did tell me to say one thing, actually. He said he wanted one thing that he wanted me to say in the podcast. He said Potter out as well, which is unlike Ryan, but he told me to say Potter out for him. So yeah, Jack, thank you for coming on. Maz, the delay, he'll probably respond in about 10 seconds. Thank you for coming on as well. Of course, if you are watching on Spotify and Apple, please leave a lovely, lovely review. Hit the subscribe button as well on that little lovely pop-up there. You might see it. And we shall see you after Newcastle. What's that? What, the video? Yeah, mate.
You can subscribe on Spotify. Can you subscribe?
No. Did I say? No, I think I said leave a review on Spotify.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't, Jack. Don't do that. Because you won't. You'll be looking for days to try and find a subscribe button on Spotify. Maybe one day.
Yeah, anyway. Just do it. See if you can find one.
If maybe me and Jack will see you in Newcastle, but if not, take care and peace.